subscription of $30 per month. But what if I told you there is a way to use it without paying anything at all? If you watch till the end, I will show you exactly how to unlock it, step by step. And you do not want to miss this, because one small detail can make all the difference. Most people stop at the paywall and think that is the only option, but here is where things get interesting. There is a platform called RoboNeo that gives you access in a completely different way, and almost nobody is talking about it yet. But pay close attention, because one small step can break everything, and you will miss the access completely. The moment you land on the platform, the first thing you will notice is how simple the interface is. You can already see community creations, which shows how powerful this tool really is. Now to unlock free access to Grok AI, log in with your Google account. As soon as you log in, you get 70 free credits and 20 fresh credits every single day. That alone is already insane value, but it gets even better. To start generating content, create a new project and select workflow. You will see a sample workflow with several nodes.
I just made this realistic AI influencer with perfect consistency throughout all of the scenes, and in this video I will break it down for you. But first, let me show you.
Okay, the biggest problem with AI influencers, consistency.
So my creator Dan always experiences these 3 issues when generating me. The first problem is character consistency, but with how great Nana Banana is, that really isn't a problem anymore. The second biggest issue is making me look natural while up and about. Dan assigned me a ton of hobbies, so the most important thing is to not look AI while doing them. And to do that, we have a very specific way of prompting. The last and the biggest issue Dan faces is voice consistency. Almost every single one of my peers never sound the same.
Dan has found a method to have me sound consistent in all of my generations. And if you want to create an actual consistent AI influencer, watch this video.
Now, compared to having a normal AI generated video, the audio is usually the part that gives it away. And in this video, I will show you how you can fix that. And I will also show you a few different methods to making better UGC style and product ad type videos. But first, there's a new update to Sora 2 that now lets us make 20-second videos, which is huge for if you want to make your own custom ad. For example, here's what one prompt can do.
From the depths of the Alps comes the most brutal water on Earth, trapped in tallboy armor, cold, unrelenting. Pure mountain water, ready to obliterate your thirst. No sugar, no bubbles, no plastic, just ruthless refreshment. Kill the drought, kill the thirst, liquid death. Join the rebellion.
Now that's not perfect yet, but in this video I will show you how to improve it and how to make it better. But first, let me show you how you can access Sora 2. If you want to follow along, I will leave a link in the description down below so you can access Sora 2 through Arcades. After you log into Arcades, this is the page that you will see. And if you go over here to the video tab and you go to this setting bar, then you can change your model from Sora 2 to Sora 2 Pro. And for this one, we want to be using Sora 2. Now we can switch up to 20 seconds, which is quite huge. And the thing is, with Sora 2, like I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with it because I know what it is capable of. But it has so many guardrails in place that it used to be impossible to use this tool when it comes to making videos of people. Now, supposedly, this has become a little bit easier with this new update. So this first ad that I showed you was actually made super simple. All I did is I dropped in a reference of this liquid death can. Then I described my video and just told it what I want. You can be as specific as possible. If you have your own idea in mind, then please add it in there. If you don't, then just let Sora take care of it for you. So I just kept it simple. I just asked it to make me a liquid death commercial. And in terms of the settings, you want to make it 1080p, and then you hit send.
From the depths of the Alps comes the most brutal water on Earth, trapped in tallboy armor.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like this can opening way does not really make sense if we analyze it. But what we can do now is we can download this and then we can regenerate some of the scenes and start replacing those. But this is the first update that I wanted to share with you because you can now make some pretty cool and interesting looking product ads just by uploading your image, and it's already 20 seconds with just entering one prompt. The only thing that sucks about Sora 2 is that we're still having the issue where if you create a realistic looking person, that I can actually make a video with that. So we have to find a bit of a workaround. But first, for that, we need to generate an image of our AI influencer. To get started with making an image of your influencer, you want to make an image. Then you want to start with describing your image. And for this, we want to make sure we're either using Nano Banana Pro or Nano Banana 2, and then you can describe your image. And this is where most people go wrong, because most people use a very basic prompt. For example, they post something like this: a front-facing close-up of a young woman in her 20s with straight blonde hair and blue eyes, sitting at her wooden clean desk, wearing casual clothing in her room, UGC style. Let's create a meme image like this. It's not bad, but it's also not good either. And that is because we're not specific enough. And this is where most people struggle. So to solve it, I created this markdown file that you can use inside of Claude. So if we actually upload this into Claude, then you can use this to help you with your prompting. So basically all we have to say is I want to create an AI influencer, and now it will help you come up with the exact details so it can describe your influencer and give it a more detailed prompt that we can use inside of Nano Banana. The only thing you have to do is you have to answer all of these different questions. So gender, the age, ethnicity, hair, anything unique about them, the scene, what are they wearing, accessories. This way you give the AI a clear picture of what you want to get. After you fill out all the questions, add in a reference of the product that you want to have in there and then hit enter. And now we'll start writing your prompt. Now you copy this prompt and then you put it inside of Arcades, and then it will give you something like this. So this, compared to our other prompt, looks way better in my opinion. Even if you animate this, then you can truly see how much better your influencer will look once you start adding in more details. Do you have to use JSON prompting for this? No, this will just make it easier, and this will make it faster for you to create a good looking AI influencer. Okay, now that you have your base image ready and you want to start making AI videos with it, which is actually the easy part, I will first show you how you can fix voice consistency.
The biggest problem with AI influencers is this. I may sound like this now,
But if I generate another clip of me, I might sound completely different.
It's driving me nuts.
Yeah, and that issue has been driving me nuts also. So let me show you how you can fix that. The first tip that I want to give you to solve this is to use voice prompting. So there are actually a few tools I use to make my videos. For example, I use Sora 2 as my main A roll, where I have the influencer speaking, and I use Kling as the B roll. If I switch between these different models, there will be a change in voice. The first layer of protection that you want to add in there is you want to prompt how the voice should sound. Now this is basic. So if we look at our prompt structure that I typically use to make my videos, then we can see we have camera plus subject plus action plus environment plus lighting plus texture, and then I have the last one, optional audio. And that is if you're creating a character that you want to have talking in there. If you put this in practice, then what you want to do is for the audio segment, you can prompt something like an American accent, medium light pitch, soft and playful, voice lifts slightly at the end, light teasing energy, no background music. This can be customized based on your needs. In this example, I've added this in there, and now we have that voice sounding like American, so I don't get a random British accent or Australian or whatever.
And if you want to create an actual consistent AI influencer, watch this video.
So still, this sounds quite terrible. There's a lot of noise, there's a lot of background stuff, there's a lot of cracking, like it's the typical Sora sounds, and we need to clean that up. You want to download this, and then you want to extract the MP3, so just the audio from that file. Then you want to go over to Adobe Podcast, click on Enhanced Speech, you upload the file in there, and now you can just start uploading this. So you want to tweak the settings a little bit. I like to put mine at 75% speech, 10% music, 10% background, and then you hit download. And now this is the result.
And if you want to create an actual consistent AI influencer, watch this video.
Then we go over to 11 Labs, use the voice changer here, and then we upload our MP3 file in there. Then I used the Jessica voice right here. And for the settings, you want to play around with this until you have something that sounds nice. For example, I put my similarity on 100%, and then you click on generate speech. Then you want to download this, and then you want to overlay this audio file over your original audio file and remove the old one. This can be done in any type of thing like CapCut, Premiere Pro, like DaVinci, whatever you use, just use a free one, and it can be done easily. Now our video sounds like this.
And if you want to create an actual consistent AI influencer, watch this video.
The last thing I would do is add in a bit of background noise. Now, for example, you could go over to sound effects, and here you can generate any type of background sounds that you want and add it into your video so it matches the ambience and the sound. So you now understand how to get perfect voice consistency. The next challenge that most people have, and which I'm sick and tired of seeing online, is not making your character or influencer move naturally. Here are a few examples of what I mean by this. These videos feel very static, no real human motion at all. It's too AI influencer-like. Even these people are pretending to be gurus explaining it, but they have like morphs and glitches. It just doesn't work. The question is, why do these videos feel so natural, fake, and just bad in general? The main difference comes from prompting. Let me explain why. If I were to add in this reference image and I give this simple prompt, a 22-year-old dark long black hair Latina UGC influencer holding a Sony headphones and talking about how great the music quality and comfort is, then the AI has to make up a lot of the details, a lot of the different shots, a lot of the different angles, what to talk about, all of that. Because if I were to generate this using Sora 2, I would get a result like this.
Trying out these Sony headphones, and I have to say they sound incredible. The clarity and the bass make every song feel alive. They're so comfortable. Hours go by and my ears still feel great.
And this is just a nightmare. Just way too many different shots, no clear dialogue. The way she put her headphones on suck. Like, so many bad things to say. So now let's do this correctly. Here I got this new reference image, and if I gave it this prompt here, and if I were to describe it, we're first describing what the camera is. So we're doing a handheld tracking camera. Then we have the subject, that is the woman, and then we have the action, that is her getting out of the car and the chauffeur closes the door behind her. The woman says while walking forward, and if you want to create an actual consistent AI influencer, watch this video. Then she winks and walks off the frame. So that is the action. Now the next step is you could add in environment, lighting, or texture. I'm not going to do it in this case because we already have the image that takes care of that. The only thing I'm going to add in there is the audio. So I'm going to do American accent, medium light pitch, soft and playful, voice lifts slightly at the end, light teasing energy, no background music. And then if we make this with a different tool, let's do Kling 3.0, and then if we hit generate, we get this result.
And if you want to create an actual consistent AI influencer, watch this video.
So that looks a lot more realistic. You can also do the same thing with start and end frame. In this case, I switched over to Kling. So here we have start frame of her like this, and then we have the end frame of her looking at us. And for this video, again, I prompted in the same method where I describe what I want to have happen. So we have the camera movement, we have the subject, then we have the action. This time, because I don't want to have any audio, I mentioned that it's quiet, authentic, candid moment. So there you have it. In summary, what you want to do is you want to use a combination of Sora 2 with Kling 3.0 with adding in voice commands, as in what you want to have your subject sound like. Then you want to enhance that voice using a bit of Adobe Podcast and a bit of 11 Labs voice changing to make your voice consistent. And then for video generation, you want to be as detailed, as specific as possible to get the right result. If you combine
This AI monk is making thousands of dollars a day and nobody even knows it's fake. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to build one for yourself from scratch. I'm going to show you the exact processes and systems that account like these are using to generate hundreds of thousands of dollars per month using fully AI characters while staying fully faceless. If you don't know me, I've been studying AI influencer marketing obsessively. I've broken down every single top AI influencer account and I reverse engineered their exact scripts, their exact tools, and their exact monetization frameworks. And I'm going to be giving you every single thing inside of this video, the exact tools and the exact prompts that these characters are using to generate thousands of dollars. So stay till the end, because at the end I'll be giving you my full swipe file of all the top winning AI influencer accounts and all the winning scripts that have generated millions of dollars in revenue. Okay, so the first step of creating a viral AI influencer is actually creating the starting image you're going to be using for your characters when you want to animate your videos. And the best way to create the starting image is going to be by using a tool called Nano Banana 2 or Nano Banana Pro. These are Google Gemini's newest models and they create the most realistic photos, which is exactly what we want when we create our AI characters. You can use this tool in aggregator consoles like Higgsfield, Viad Labs, or even directly through the Google Gemini website. So to start, here's what you do. In this example, we're going to be recreating this viral AI monk. And to do this, we're going to start off by taking a screenshot of the actual frame of the photo. And then we're going to put this into ChatGPT and tell it to give us a JSON prompt breaking down this exact photo, ignoring the text and buttons on the screen. So we're going to say, give me a JSON prompt to recreate me this photo, but ignore the text and buttons on the screen. This is basically going to give us a full breakdown JSON prompt that we can now input into Nano Banana Pro to recreate this exact image. But we don't want to just copy our competitors one-to-one, so we're going to actually add a twist to it and get a different environment of the photo. Okay, so ChatGPT has now given us a JSON prompt breaking down this exact photo, but here's the key. We want our monk to stand out. We don't want it to look like every single other monk, so we need to make it more unique. So for this, we can say, hey, change the background to a temple. So we're going to add a unique element. So change the background to a temple in China, a temple that will suit the monk, make sure it feels realistic. He is sitting in front of it and looking at the camera still. So now it's going to break down that full JSON prompt. It's going to essentially take back this original JSON prompt and then now use our follow-up prompt to change that prompt. But it will still keep the overall format of our original prompt. This prompting method works really great because it allows you to take reference images, but then still do follow prompts to make it more of what you want. This will allow our own monk to be much more differentiated than the rest of the competition. Now that our prompt is done generating, we're going to take this exact JSON prompt and then head over to Nano Pro and put this prompt, make the resolution 4K, then make the aspect ratio 9:16. You want to make it 9:16 because this is the aspect ratio that all TikTok and short form videos are in. Then hit generate when you're ready. And now it will take this prompt and then it will generate you an exact photo using that prompt exactly by what we asked. There you go. So that is our viral AI monk right there. This is the power of AI. We literally started off by taking a photo from one of our competitors. We literally told to give us a JSON prompt. It gave us the full JSON prompt, but we wanted ours to be more unique, so we made it a temple behind it. So we did a follow-up prompt saying, hey, change the background to a temple, then make sure it feels realistic. He's sitting in front of it and looking at the camera still. And then now it gave us that exact prompt. This is how you should be using it. So working on one of the most important parts of this whole process. This is probably actually the most important part, because if everything else in your video is good, but this part isn't, then your video is going to be complete slop and it's not going to convert at all. And this part is the actual script and messaging of your video. So you can have the most realistic AI images and the most realistic AI characters, but if your video doesn't have a compelling, well-crafted script that is optimized for conversions, it doesn't matter. That's why we have to put a lot of time into actually perfecting our scripts and making sure that's actually good so we can use it at scale and so that we can use it for our videos. So what I did to craft the script is I actually downloaded our competitor's video, and I just downloaded this video so that I can get an inspiration of the type of script we should be using. The reason why I'm taking inspiration from him is because, as you can see, his account already has millions of followers and his posts get thousands of likes. So we know these scripts are already proven and converting. So we can just take his kind of format of his script, put it into our own AI, and then actually extract the format he uses for his scripts, and then generate our own unique scripts using his same templated format. So what I did was I extracted his script using Gemini. I just uploaded his video, and I told Gemini to give me a full transcript of this video. So it gave me the full transcript of the video, and then now when I have this, I'm going to go into Claude, and I'm going to put this actual script into Claude and say, extract the template of this script. What was the script psychology and sectioning he did for this? Extract it and break it down. So just tell Claude to basically break down that script and extract the value out of it. It's going to give them the full psychology template, the hook, the pain, the reframe, the deeper philosophy, the permission giving. Like, this is giving us the whole process this winning AI influencer account uses for his scripts. Can't sleep at night. So now it's actually crafting me the exact sleep script using this script as a template. So it's taking the psychology from this, and then now it's putting it into my own new script. So it's saying, you're exhausted, but your mind won't stop. You lie down, you close your eyes, and suddenly every thought you've been avoiding all day shows up uninvited. See, it's really making us a high converting script. And at the end it said, if this is you, if you're lying awake when you should be resting, click the link in my bio. I put together something that will actually help. And if this resonated, write the word rest in the comments so I know it reached you, and send it to someone who hasn't had a good night's sleep in way too long. So I made this very well optimized script that we're going to be able to use for our AI character. And it essentially took the winning format that this guy is using for his videos, and we're creating a script using that. So when we have our script break, the next part of this process is going to be actually generating the voice for the AI character. So the way I like to do this is I like to use a tool called 11 Labs. All right, so now it's time to make the voice design. But before we get into this part, I made a free document for you guys with all the prompts I use in this video, along with some of the top scripts I use to generate hundreds of millions in views, and the top AI influencer accounts that brands are using right now to generate millions of dollars in revenue. So to create our voice, we want to use something called 11labs.io. Then when you're in here, you want to head over to create new voice. And then from there, you're going to press voice design. And then to actually get the right voice design prompt that we want to put into 11 Labs, what we do is we take the image of our monk and we say, give me an 11 Labs voice design prompt for this monk character. He should sound wise and happy, right? Kind of just say that, put this into Claude. And then now it's going to give us an 11 Labs voice design prompt specifically made for our monk, and it's going to make him feel wise and happy, like a really good voice that leads to high conversions. So as you can see, it's giving us the full detailed prompts. An elderly East Asian man in his early 70s. There you go. We take this, put it into 11 Labs voice design, press generate voice. It'll give you some voices.
Good morning. Good morning. Or perhaps, good morning. Or perhaps good afternoon, depending on where the sun...
So I actually didn't like that voice prompt. So what we're going to do, a follow-up prompt to Claude, actually adjusting it to give us a better voice prompt. If you don't like your voice, all you have to do is go into Claude and say, hey, make him sound happier and more energetic. Now it's going to give us a voice prompt with the adjustments we told it to do. So we take this and then we put it back into 11 Labs voice design, and then we just regenerate the voice.
Good morning. Isn't it just a... good morning. Isn't it just a... good morning. Good morning.
So I like this voice number 2. We're going to take it and say monk, elderly, put the thing as English, and then just make sure everything there is good. You can save voice when you're done. Okay, so now that we have our voice design and our voice ready from 11 Labs, we want to head over back to Claude, and then we want to copy our scripts. And then we want to put this into 11 Labs text to speech. And right here, click 11 Labs V2 or V3. V3 is kind of more expressive. The V2 is higher quality and it's cheaper and faster. So when you're ready, click generate speech, and it will generate you the full voice.
You're exhausted, but your mind won't stop. You lie down, close your eyes, and suddenly every thought you've been avoiding all day shows up uninvited. The worries, the replays, the what-ifs. This isn't insomnia. This is your nervous system stuck in survival mode. See, ready for a danger that is...
Script generated with AI voice using 11labs.io with our script made from Claude, catered to our elderly monk image. So now when our voice is ready, we just click download, and alright, so now it's time to put everything together. We have our starting image, we have our voice, and we had our script, and now it's time to make everything sync up and generate the actual video we're going to be using. So to do this, we want to head over to a tool called heygen.com, and then at the bottom of this homepage, you're going to see something called photo to video. You want to click photo to video, then you want to actually get image of your monk and put it over here, as well as your voice, and attach it inside of here. So I added my starting image, and now it's time for me to add my audio. So you're going to click add audio, drag and drop, and we're going to add our 11 Labs audio right here. So our audio is added, just click add audio. I like to make my quality 1080p, and I like to keep expressive motion on. Then when you're ready, just click send, and it will generate your video. Our video is now done generating, and this is the final result.
You're exhausted, but your mind won't stop. You lie down, close your eyes, and suddenly every thought you've been avoiding all day shows up uninvited. The worries, the replays, the what-ifs. This isn't insomnia. This is your nervous system stuck in survival mode. See, your body doesn't know the difference between a real threat and a thought, so it keeps you alert, keeps you awake, keeps you ready for a...
There you go. So our video is now done generating. As you can see, I made a really nice video. It synced up the 11 Labs audio with our starting image, and it gave us our final video now. So now that you're done with this, you might be wondering, how do you actually monetize this video? Well, the best way to monetize a video like this will be as working as a creator or selling your own product. This can be any product ranging from like an informational type product, or even better yet, selling an actual physical product. Like for this example, it could be like sleeping melatonin pills. You want to make sure that you're posting consistently, like about 5 to 7 videos every 2 days. And this is going to help you stay consistent and actually monetize the traffic over time and build a kind of like personal brand with your AI influencer. This will allow you to build longevity and have more trust with your character. All right, so that's about it when it comes to building and monetizing AI influencers. If you want to learn more about how you can do this for brands and get paid as a creator to create these videos and actually start making real money off of your views, then join my free Telegram, as well as follow me on Twitter. And I post about this all the time, and I always give out free sauce in there, and we're always hiring for new creators, and we're always putting you guys on the best ways to monetize your AI influencers. So that's about it. Check the description for more information, and I'll see you.
There are AI influencers out there right now with hundreds of millions of views, active brand deals, and a full content schedule running every single day. And the creators behind the scenes pulling those numbers all made the same decision at some point. They stopped using tools that weren't built for this and switched to one that was. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the entire process of building an AI influencer yourself, from the very first image all the way to a monetized, posting-ready influencer. Before we get into the platform we'll be using for this, there's something I want to cover first, because skipping this is exactly why most people burn through credits and end up with nothing usable. A good AI influencer is not just a face that looks realistic. If you look at the AI influencers that have blown up, they have very distinct features. And those details aren't accidents, but they're what makes someone stop scrolling instead of swiping straight past. The mistake I see constantly is people opening a general AI tool, typing something like realistic female influencer, and hoping the output is good enough to post. What they get is something that looks fine, but with no real identity. And without that identity, there's no reason for anyone to follow. On top of that, the second you try to run an actual influencer workflow through a general tool, it completely falls apart. You end up jumping between 3 different platforms, and consistency gets worse along the way. And so the AI influencer workflow is sitting right in the top. This is where Higgsfield earns its reputation, because the level of control here is genuinely unlike anything else I've used for this. On human, but if you that, then you have gender, and below that, ethnicity. These two combined with the skin tone color picker let you dial in exactly the look you're going for. Don't leave these on default. This is where your influencer starts to become someone specific, rather than just or albinism. These are the small details that really make your character stand out and feel like an actual person rather than something generated. I'm adding freckles because they do so much for making a face feel real. Age gives you adult, mature, or senior. For most influencer content, adult is where you want to be, so I'll keep it there. Then there's advanced settings, which opens up face details, body type, and style options. This is where you get into things like eye shape, skin material, surface patterns, body type, tattoos, and render style. Go through these visually because the options are shown as images, so you can see exactly what each one does before you commit. I'm going with athletic body type, adding some tattoos, and setting the render style to hyper-realistic. Once you've made your selections, hit generate. What comes back matches every single detail you put in. The accuracy of this genuinely surprised me the first time I used it. It doesn't interpret your choices loosely, it just delivers them exactly as you set them. But getting a great image is only the beginning. Your influencer needs to look identical wherever you place them. The moment they start to look different, your audience will notice and you lose credibility. The way to keep this locked in inside Higgsfield is straightforward once you understand the logic behind it. Every time you want a new scene or setting, you go back to the Customize button, add your influencer image as the reference, and describe the new environment. Because you're always working from the same base image, the face stays consistent across every single generation. For outfits, it's even simpler. I'll upload my influencer image, and in the prompt, I'll tell it to keep the exact same person and only change the clothing. Being specific about what to keep is just as important as describing what to change. If you don't tell it what to hold on to, it will start shifting things you didn't want. For backgrounds, the same principle applies. Describe the new setting, keep the character reference in place, and Higgsfield handles the rest. I like to generate a few background variations at once so I have a whole library to pull from, rather than going back and generating one every single time I need something new. For this example, I'll paste in this. And the result looks really good. She stays completely consistent with no changes, and it genuinely looks like she's
AI influencers are taking over Instagram. This girl with 2.3 million followers doing brand deals with companies like BMW and Prada? Not real. And what about this grandma who's made over $200,000 selling Amazon products on Instagram? Also not real. And here on this blue chip YouTube channel, you'll even learn how to do this. Today, I'll be breaking down 3 of Instagram's top AI influencers. I'll show you exactly how they're made and the ways they're actually making revenue. And in case you don't know who I am, my name's Clay, and I built this YouTube channel you're watching now to over 250,000 subscribers using an AI influencer. I've been building AI influencers on social media for the past 2 years, so today I'm going to show you how you can build one and take advantage of this opportunity yourself. And at the end, I'll even show you another one of my AI influencers that's generated over 6 figures in brand deals and digital products. So with that, let's dive in. But before we get into today's AI influencers, I need to tell you about the one who started it all. This is Little Michaela, and according to Success Magazine, she's made over $10 million in brand deals. Multiple online sources say she does around $2 million a year and charges up to $100,000 per sponsored post. Okay, so this is Little Michaela's profile, and as you can see, she has 2.3 million followers, and just last week, she was apparently at the Grammys, which is pretty cool. And just going through her content, you can see that she was actually featured on a Times Square billboard as an AI influencer. And quick side note, while she might have been the first to do this, my AI influencer was also featured on a Times Square billboard just a few months ago for having a business that teaches people how to go viral on social media and use AI influencers to do so. Now, the post that we're going to recreate today is going to be this one for 2 reasons. 1, it has Bella Hadid in it, and 2, and more importantly for you, it was a paid partnership with Calvin Klein, meaning not only did she collaborate with one of the most famous people on the planet, but she also got paid by a major brand to do so. And by the way, this post got 325,000 likes, so obviously it worked pretty well. The tool that we're going to be using to recreate this image today is called Higgsfield, and if you don't know what Higgsfield is, it's basically an AI tool that has almost every AI model that you need to create these types of AI influencers. To get started with this, we're going to come to Image, and then we're going to click Nano Banana Pro. Now, make sure that you have it selected down here, and then always for Instagram, make sure that you're doing 4x5. And this is important because on Instagram, you used to be able to upload just a little square, meaning 4x4. But today, when someone's scrolling on Instagram, you're now able to take up even more of their screen. And you, as a creator who's trying to get as much reach as possible, also want to be taking as much of their screen as possible because attention is today's version of currency. Now, you're going to want to make sure that you have 4K selected, but it does take a little bit longer to do that. So I'm just going to select 2K for the sake of this example. And then you can actually choose the batch size, meaning the amount of content that it feeds back to us based on our prompt. So for this, I'm just going to go ahead and keep it at 4, and then I'm going to enter this prompt. And then I'm just going to go ahead and click generate. Cool. So this is the first output that it came back with. And man, these are super hyper realistic. That's almost scary. But I wanted to feel a little bit more cutting edge. So I'm just going to adjust this prompt a little bit more.
298 frozen patties later.
Okay, here we go. This is starting to look way more like Little Michaela. And I'll just open this and you can see crazy detail here. I mean, this literally looks like a real human. I'm actually kind of shocked right now. Cool. So coming back to the original image, it has obviously the brand here, Calvin Klein. And then she also is with one of the most famous people on the planet. So what you're going to want to do is download the image that you like here. And then you're going to want to drag it down. And then you're going to say this. Please have her wearing a white Calvin Klein crop top standing next to Bella Hadid in a photo shoot. Again, hyper realistic with high attention to detail. Now I'm going to click generate, but I honestly have no idea if Higgsfield knows who Bella Hadid is. Let's find out here in a sec. Wow, these are the results. This is crazy. Higgsfield knew who Bella Hadid was, which to be honest, I thought I was going to have to go and upload a photo here and be like, clone this girl, but they knew who she was. I didn't even have to say anything other than her name. I think my favorite one is probably this because they're both wearing the Calvin Klein top, which is probably pretty important if it's a brand partnership. But man, this is wild. And this actually just reminded me that just a couple weeks ago, Bella Hadid actually followed one of my faceless Instagram pages, and she even liked one of my posts. So Bella, if you are watching this, my number is 4. But back to the post. So what we want to do is now download this. And then in theory, you would go and upload this on Instagram. You obviously want to make sure that you have a good caption, but there is one thing that I haven't shared with you that is probably not going to get you the same results as Little Michaela did on this post. See, this post was actually posted in 2019, back in the influencer era. This was when people like Bella Hadid, Kim Kardashian, all of these influencers were growing like crazy. Unfortunately, today, Instagram has changed quite a bit. They used to really weigh their engagement by the amount of likes that you would get. So a post like this that generated a ton of likes would keep getting shown to new people. Unfortunately, today, and really a few years ago, they introduced a bunch of different triggers to their algorithm, including saves, shares, and watch time. So your job as a creator today on Instagram is to figure out how to get people to stay on your post as long as possible, save that post for later, or share it to their story or with their friends. Those are the triggers that are going to get you the most amount of reach possible, and today, the highest level of brand deals possible. That's the reason that my AI influencers over the last few years have made 7 figures, because my AI influencers are niche AI influencers, where influencers back in 2015 to 2020 were just influencers. They were kind of just posting, looking hot, doing cool things, and people thought that was cool. Today, people are using Instagram much more for interests or learning. In fact, it really shouldn't be called social media anymore. If anything, today, it should actually be called interest media. And I think there might be a clip of Gary Vee explaining that, so I don't want to take credit for that, but it is true.
I believe we are now in the not social media, but interest media. Meaning social was inherently like, who is your social network? Who are your friends? We are now in an era where what are you interested is coming to you from the algorithm.
And that takes us to influencer number 2, and one of the influencers that will work if you start uploading like this today. The second type of AI influencer that I'm going to show you how to make today is a niche AI influencer. This is Mother Satori, and as you can see, she's gained almost 800,000 followers with just 320 posts. By the time this video comes out, she'll probably be at a lot more than that, so go and check for yourself. This video of hers has over 16 million views, 412,000 likes, and almost 40,000 comments, all going to her ManyChat automation. And I've shown you how to do that in other videos of mine, but we'll touch on it again today. Let's just watch one of her reels to see what she's doing well.
Wait, let me guess your age. With a body like that, you gotta be 35.
I wish. I'm 108.
What the heck? What's your secret?
Baby, let me tell you, taking sauce up and moringa every morning.
Okay, so she's doing something extremely smart, and I'm going to teach you a little hack here in this video. She is tapping into one of the most effective niches and topics on social media, the female beauty niche. Throughout history, women have and always will want to look their best, especially as they age. And so this AI influencer is claiming that she is 108 years old, which is slightly misleading in my opinion, but hey, respect. And then she uses that to promote her product that supposedly helps her look this good. As I'm scrolling through her page, I mean, she has so many videos with millions of views. This one has 10 million, this one has 2 million, this one has 1 million. I mean, this is just wild that an AI influencer is able to pull this much attention off of the internet. And back to the whole point of this video, what does that mean for you? Well, for every single one of you watching this, you could be pulling in this many views. And I'm going to show you something even more exciting. All of her videos, like this one that has almost 40,000 comments, all have people commenting, yes, 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 right? That is a DM automation where she sends them their link. So I went ahead and commented on it. We're just going to see what she sends you in her DM automation. She says, "Hello child, thank you for commenting on my post." And then it looks like she goes ahead and gives you a recipe and gives you a link to click. And when we click that link, it opens an Amazon link. And this is a product that she's selling for $35.99 with over 6,900 reviews. And I went through these reviews. They are real people, and actually looks like they're pretty satisfied with the product. But it is just crazy that an AI influencer is driving that much traffic to an Amazon link. If we just do the math on that really quickly, that means that she's already generated $240,000 worth of revenue to this product. If that doesn't make you scratch your head and go, why am I not doing this? Then I don't know what to tell you, because the playing field has never been leveled more. You do not need a personal brand to go and make 6 figures in a few months on social media. All you need is to know how to promote a product on social media effectively with automations, which I've covered in other videos on my channel and in my course about building AI influencers and making money. And then secondly, just how to build an AI influencer, which I'm literally showing you in this video, and it is so easy. But before I show you how to make her, let me just show you a few more accounts so you know it's not a one-off lucky situation. There are so many accounts taking advantage of this opportunity right now, and the next one could be you. So aside from Mother Satori, there's also this girl, Vanessa Clark. She has 131,000 followers off of 400 posts. There's Abuela Naira. She's like this indigenous looking character, and she also promotes an Amazon product, which is pretty crazy. She's gotten almost 100,000 followers from just 57 posts. I mean, you're going to learn how to do this in 10 minutes. You could go and make 57 of these over the next 6 hours or whatever that is, and be well on your way to getting to this level. And then look at this girl. This is Grandmother May. She has 700,000 followers from 99 posts, and she is pulling in a wild amount of views. And oh look, she is using the exact same strategy. 44,000 likes, 2,000 comments, and she is pushing to an Amazon product about yerba mate. Just 6 months ago, you needed a personal brand to promote this effectively, but today you can do so at your fingertips, and I'm about to show you how. So let's get into it. The first thing that you're going to do is come back to Higgsfield. We're actually going to pull up this new feature called AI Influencer Studio. Once you click it, it's going to bring you to this area, and you're going to go ahead and click Create New. Now, you could choose one of these characters in theory, like this crocodile or the iguana. Personally, I think the better play is to go ahead and make one, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So you're going to want to go ahead and click Prompt right here. So I'm going to prompt it, a friendly older Asian woman with dark hair and dark eyes wearing an orange yoga outfit. She should look very healthy and vibrant, and she should be fit for her age. She should look about 50 years old, but be in very good shape. She is pretty and natural. It's literally that simple. We're just going to go ahead and click Generate Influencer. And while we wait for this to load, I'm just going to go ahead and shoot a basket, because why not? That went in. Okay, so this is really great. I mean, this looks extremely realistic, almost scary because it looks like a real person, but I actually want her hair to be down. So I'm just gonna say here in this little edit box, please have her hair down and make her a little bit older, like 7 or 8 years older. And we're just gonna click edit and see what happens. Great, so this is exactly what I wanted. So I'm just gonna go ahead and download it so I don't lose it. And then you have 2 options. You can either go straight into the video section, or you can go ahead and edit in Nano Banana Pro. And I want the background to be different. I don't want her in this room for this video because I wanna try to make something just like Mother Satori. So I'm gonna go ahead and click edit in Nano Banana Pro. And over here, we're just gonna basically prompt this to say, have her standing at the beach in Tulum at sunset with good lighting. There should be someone's hand holding a microphone on the right side of the screen like she's being interviewed. She should be looking at the interviewer like this, not at the camera, hyper realistic. And then I'm just gonna click generate. And then really quickly, you wanna make sure, because this is an Instagram reel, that it is 9:16, Nano Banana Pro, and usually 4K. For the purpose of this video, I'm just gonna do 2K, but if you do it in 4K, it'll just take a little bit longer. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. I thought we were gonna have to do a couple rounds of prompts, but honestly, all of these look incredible already. Like, this is literally perfect. So I guess I'm just gonna choose the one that I like the most, and I think it's this one because the sun is hitting her face. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click download here. And then the next step for us is to come over to video, and I actually have a nice little surprise for you in this video. Higgsfield also just released Kling 3.0, and it is mind-blowing. So we're gonna go ahead and click 3.0 Kling here, and you can see I was editing this Wolf of Wall Street scene. You might see it later in this video, just saying. But the first thing that we're gonna wanna do is click on Start Frame, and this is where you will drag over that image that you just generated for her. This multi-shot button, you wanna have it toggled off for this style interview, because otherwise it's gonna generate multiple shots, and I just want her standing in this one section, just like the Mother Satori videos. And we're just gonna prompt it to have her say, please have her speaking into the microphone like she is being interviewed reviewed saying, most people think I'm 50, but really I'm 239 years old. I look this good because of one simple secret. Comment DIP, Digital Income Project, shameless plug, and I'll send you the link. Next, you're gonna wanna come down here, make sure Kling 3.0, the newest model, is on, and then the duration should be 10 seconds. If you make this prompt longer, you're gonna have to cut up whatever you have her say into multiple sections and then edit them together later on. And you'll notice that a lot of these videos do that. Then we're just gonna click generate and let's see if we get it on the first try.
Meanwhile.
And guys, maybe I'm really just Steph Curry fooling all of you with this AI version of myself that I've created, because look at this jump shot. Bruh. Not that one. Bucket. Okay, so we are back and our character has been generated. That's Lefty, that was bad. Let's see what we got here.
Most people think I'm 50, but really I'm 239. I look this good because of one simple secret. Comment DIP and I'll send you the link.
This is insane. She looks so realistic. Like, you can see the veins in her neck. Like, the attention to detail on this, it almost looks like realer than a real video. I'm actually kind of shocked right now. Like, the grains of hair up here are coming off of her head like the wind is blowing in her face. She's in Tulum.